Coming up on today's show, we are going to overreact to the Giants losing 40-0. I still say that, and it still freaking hurts. We're going to overreact coming up around the corner. But first, I want to get all of you involved in the show early on. What is your panic level after week 1? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 being you're not worried at all. You're not panicking. 10, season's over. Let me know down in the comments right now. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. And this is all I can say. What could go wrong went wrong for the New York Giants. And I think this picture right here with Daniel Jones, butt on the bench, sitting in a torrential downpour, hands in his face, explains how every single Giant fan felt last night as we waited all offseason long, month after month. You lose 38-7 to the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. You have a good offseason, or at least we thought we did, and you came out week 1 and you laid an egg. The first overreaction I'm seeing across Twitter is this. Is the season over? No, the season is not over. This is an overreaction. 0-1 is 0-1. I'll try to make light of this situation a little bit. Yes, they lost 40-0. It was ugly. It was awful. We looked like a Pop Warner team playing against a team that is a Super Bowl contender. That's what it looked like. But even if you lose 40-0 or you lose 38-37 on a walk-off field goal, you're still 0-1, and that makes week 2 a must-win game for this football team. The only bright thing that came from this game was the first drive for this offense. The Giants drove the ball down the Cowboys' throat. The offensive line had a push. They were dominating the interior. Saquon Barkley looked explosive. He looked strong. He was finishing runs. Then you get to a 3rd and 1, and your all-pro offensive tackle, false start. John Michael Schmitz, bad snap. You line up for a field goal to settle for 3. It gets blocked. It's 6 the other way, and you never looked back. Luckily, though, you get to play the Arizona Cardinals next week, and they are actively tanking in the National Football League. Vegas has the Giants entering this game as 4.5-point favorites. Let's hope Vegas is right on this one because I don't think I can stomach a loss to the Arizona Cardinals and Josh Dobbs, the astronaut, next week. I know this. We'll see how good this coaching staff is. Brian Daboll, your bald head, that beard, your Jordans, they're on the clock, my man. Look, you got outcoached against the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. You got outcoached by slant flat Mike McCarthy on Sunday night. You better not get outcoached by the Arizona Cardinals because their head coach is an absolute fraud. I want to ask you this. Is week 2 versus Arizona a must-win game for the New York Giants? It is. It is. So just type your Y's. If you don't think it is, you could type your no's, but you're wrong. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Is it time to worry about the offensive line for the New York Giants? Absolutely. This is not an overreaction. Look, Andrew Thomas didn't play well. Evan Neal, I'm officially worried, Evan. You were not good your rookie year. We heard a lot this offseason that you took steps, improved your stance, got out of your stance faster, and it did not look like you got better at all. And to be quite frank, it looked like a regression, in my opinion. We'll take a look at some stats coming up around the corner. But first, I want to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Marine Layer. Go to marinelayer.com/chatsports15 and use the promo code chatsports15 for 15% off. Support for today's episode comes from Marine Layer. It's official. I found the softest t-shirt and hoodie mankind has ever made. Imagine the softest thing you ever touched, and now times that by 1,000. That's what Marine Layer is. It's the go-to brand for great fitting and stylish closet staples. Based out of California, Marine Layer clothes are that perfect mix of laid-back style that also looks and feels premium. What I love about them is how their t-shirts stay so soft no matter how many times you wash them. It's time to invest in a wardrobe that will actually last. For a limited time, our listeners get an exclusive 15% off with the code ChatSports15. And I used that code to get this awesome hoodie. I love it because I was in between. Did I want to get an extra large? Did I want to get a large? And they have in-between sizes. And you could do the same. I'm rocking a vintage heavy slub hoodie in India ink. It's really light, so you can wear it outside at the summertime at night, but you can also wear it in the winter and keep you nice and warm. Big shout out to Marine Layer. I think we can all admit that the perfect t-shirt or hoodie can be hard to find. So don't look any further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code ChatSports15 at marinelayer.com/ChatSports15. That's promo code ChatSports15 for 15% off your entire order. That link will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. Look at this tweet from Jordan Hernan breaking down the offensive lineman's performance for the New York Giants last year. He tweeted out the pass block win rates for the Giants versus Cowboys rate plus ranking. Andrew Thomas had an 88% pass block win rate. That ranked 32nd amongst all offensive tackles in the NFL. Evan Neal, 70.6, 59th amongst all offensive tackles. Ben Bredesen, 90%, 32nd amongst all offensive guards. Mark Glowinski, 75.8, which ranked 56th amongst all guards. And then our rookie, John Michael Schmidt's 90% win rate, and that ranked 18th. Neal was 59th out of 60 qualifying tackles in week 1. Glowinski was 56 out of 58 qualifying guards. He said, I went back and watched all 7 sacks. You can comfortably say 5 were on the right side of the line. Schmitz, meanwhile, was 18th out of 29 qualifying centers. Look, the Giants' offensive line allowed 7 sacks. Daniel Jones was pressured on 67% of his dropbacks. Nobody was good. Even Andrew Thomas struggled. Micah Parsons got the best of him. He allowed 3 pressures. Ben Bredesen allowed 2 pressures. John Michael Schmitz, he's got 3 on his plate. But this right here, Mark Glowinski, you are a fraud, you are a bum, you are a stiff. 9 pressures, 3 sacks, those are season-long numbers for some players. 3 sacks, 1 game. Absolutely a joke. You bench Mark Glowinski going into week 2. You play Joshua Ezeudu because it can't get worse. Well, maybe it can. I thought it couldn't get worse when it was 16-0 in the first 5 minutes. And it turned into a 40-0. Jeez, that was awful. What was also awful? The guard rotation that the Giants have been using all offseason long. You know why it was awful? Because when the Cowboys' 3rd-string pass rush was in, just a simple twist, a simple stunt, the Giants could not block it because there was no familiarity from the Giants' right guard to their right tackle, from their left guard to their left tackle, because they haven't been playing alongside the same guy all offseason long. It was a joke. We told you it was a joke, and it was on absolute full display. Evan Neal, you might just be a bust. You are on your way to being a bust. When you are selected inside the top 10 of the NFL draft, and you are graded out as a bottom 2 offensive tackle in your 2nd season in any week, I don't care if it's week 1 or week 18, you're on your way to being a bust. It's that bad. This is Alex Leatherwood type of production, or lack thereof, when it comes to production. Evan Neal, you better turn it around, my man, because you don't get many more years in the NFL to really prove that you can be a solid player in this league. He hasn't done much of that so far in his career. Salt in the wound. Andrew Thomas is hurt. Man, oh man. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Andrew Thomas, he hurt his hamstring on the blocked field goal that went for 6 for the Cowboys, and now he's going under an MRI. And if we get any more info, we'll give you that update. Because I'll tell you this, the Giants are cooked if Andrew Thomas misses any time this year. Because if I have to see Matt Peart and Evan Neal as the bookend tackles for this offense, just shoot me. Just shoot me. If we get any more updates on Andrew Thomas, the MRI, his hamstring, any more injury updates, we're going to make a video. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I want to thank everybody that tuned into last night's watch party. Almost 200,000 viewers, picked up over 1,000 subs, crossed over 33,000, 34. We're coming for you. Hit that sub button. Can we sub for Giants dubs? We're playing the freaking Cardinals. Let's go. Last one I want to talk about. Is Daniel Jones to blame? Partially, but he is not the sole reason the Giants have lost. So no, it is an overreaction in my opinion. Was Daniel Jones good? Not a chance. But it's pretty hard to play quarterback when on 67% of your dropbacks, you are under pressure. But he didn't do himself any He didn't help himself out, I guess is the way to say it. Think about this. Jones was pressured on 67% of his dropbacks. 13.6% more than any other quarterback in the National Football League in week 1. It was brutal. But when he had time, when he had a clean pocket, he didn't make the throws he needed to make. Let's rewind the clock. Look at the tape. 3rd and 18. This play resulted in Saquon Barkley catching the ball, getting hit, ball popping in the air, pick 6 for the Cowboys. Who's this right here? Oh, that guy's wearing blue, and he's wide open. Throw the ball, Daniel Jones. It's a simple cover 2 hole shot. Giants fans, we know all and well about that. Remember Super Bowl 46, Manning to Manningham? The exact same play. You might say, well, the safety's right here. Well, in this picture, this ball should already be out. Jones is looking at him. No pressure comes from Jones. What I worry about him is he predetermines who he's going to throw to. Same play, pre-snap. This is a simple cover 2 look by the defense. Press corners on the outside, 2 safeties right here. Anytime you see this box kind of safety and the house set up from the defensive backfield, it's either going to be cover 4 or cover 2. And most likely you're not playing cover 4 if your corners are pressing like this. And then right after the snap, Diggs, he just stands there. He gives the outside release to Hodgins. That should be catch 1-2, hit your back foot, and throw it into the cover 2 hole shot on 3rd and 18. But instead, you throw it to Barkley, who gets popped before he turns upfield. And that's your fault, Daniel Jones. You don't put your receivers in harm's way. That's exactly what you did when it comes to Saquon Barkley. Play number 2 that I had a problem with. Wide open, Jalen Hyatt running across the football field, 4.4 speed, and you throw the pass way behind him. Should Jalen Hyatt have caught the ball? Absolutely. But when you get paid $40 million per year, you need to be a precision passer. Lead your receiver out front. Let the fastest guy on the field who's running horizontally and running away from Stephon Gilmore, give him a chance to catch and run. Not stop, pop, jump, and have to try and make an acrobatic catch. Should have caught it, but it was a terrible throw by Jones. And you might say, well, Marshall, he was under pressure. He's not. He's not under pressure. Here's the picture. He has plenty of time, plenty of space. They're respecting the 6-foot rule in the pocket right here. He had all day to make this throw, and he missed it. What about the play where he just threw it right to Malik Hooker like he was the first read for the Giants on that play, and he dropped it? And then what about the play where he threw it right to Stephon Gilmore, and he didn't drop it? The worst thing you can do as a quarterback is make a bad play, a terrible play, by making a bad decision. Jones could have easily rolled out like he was and either thrown it out of bounds or walked out of bounds. But he tried to be a superhero. He tried to erase a 19-point lead with one throw, force it into Waller. It's a pick. Cowboys go and score 26-0. Night-night. MetLife Stadium is empty. Also thought this was an interesting point from Austin Gale. He said the highest and lowest week 1 EPA, which is estimated points added. Giants didn't have any points, so it's a little bit skewed, but I think this is interesting. This is when the pocket was clean. No pressure. Daniel Jones was ranked as the 28th quarterback. Plain and simple, Jones needs to be better. This offensive line needs to be better. These receivers need to be better. Everybody needs to be better. But Daniel Jones, you're the face of this organization. You're the face of this team. You're the face of this city. You make $160 million. The excuses are out the window anymore. You're not the young kid from Duke that's trying to be the next guy behind Eli Manning. You got paid. How about you freaking play like it? Close it out with some quick thoughts. Brian Daboll, protect your quarterback, dude. You go down 40-0, you bench Andrew Thomas, you bench Darren Waller, and you bench Saquon Barkley, but you leave Daniel Jones out there, and you're calling design quarterback runs. That's malpractice. You should be ashamed of yourself, Brian Daboll. The Giants' offense also needs to find a way to be successful. How did they do that last year? Play action, bootleg, rollout. The Cowboys were all over it. Last year, the Eagles were all over it. The tape's out. They're not going to let you beat you like that anymore. Find a new way to get it done, Mike Kafka. Next point. Are the Giants' defensive line frauds? In 3 games this year and the 2 last year, the Giants have zero sacks on Dak Prescott. They also had a backup left guard in the game. Final point. We have one more that I actually enjoy. The last 2 games the Giants have played were versus the Eagles and versus the Cowboys. 78-7. not good against your NFC East rivals. I think it's safe to say the Giants have not closed the gap, and there's a lot of work to be done. All that to say, it's still F. Kadarius Toney. It is still F. Kadarius Toney. Type FKT down in the comments section. Dude's on Instagram chirping up the Giants after he dropped 4 passes and caused the Chiefs to lose to the Lions. Gatorade bath on your head top. Toney, you're a fraud. You're a bum. You are still the biggest loser of week 1. I appreciate everybody that tuned in to Giants Now today. Had a lot to get off my chest. We'll be live on the channel coming up in a couple of hours. I hope you can tune in. Hope you can make it. Remember, give me a follow over on Twitter @MarshallGreen_.